Hello there, recording. Who am I to teach you anything about Ironman or training, for that matter? You might ask that question, and that's a little bit about the things I wanted to talk about today, like feeling fake, not feeling fake, but questioning why you should talk about the things you do. So, and in this case, it's about why I should even talk about you doing Ironman or training in a certain way, or a triathlon or whatever. I mean, I'm not a coach, I'm not a pro athlete, I'm just an average athlete who has done some Ironmans. So, why should you even listen to me? And I might question that myself, or ask myself that question. But that's the same thing. That's the same feeling I get when in my profession. I've been a system engineer or a software developer for more than 20 years. I have a small company, and still I ask myself that question many times. I mean, I sometimes ask myself when I get when I'm with a customer or something like that. Sometimes I feel like shouldn't like an adult do this task, and going back. But I sometimes get this feeling like shouldn't an adult do this? This is important stuff. And then I know for sure that I might be very senior in some topics. I've been working with software development and wireless system for more than 20 years. And I consider myself good at that. Still I get that feeling sometimes. Anyways, and the same with other things, of course. You feel like someone will discover that you don't know what you're talking about, and still you probably do. In this case, when I'm talking about Ironman training or training in general or health or whatever, I mean, as I said, I'm not a certified coach. I'm not a pro athlete. I haven't been doing this in any professional way ever. However, I have been doing sports for my entire life. I'm 47 years old now. I have been training since I was a kid on multiple levels, some higher, some lower. So I've been training seriously for probably, almost 30 years at least. And I have been doing Ironman training or Ironman events for the last 10 years. And when I look for advice on YouTube or whatever, I sometimes look for these. Sometimes I find, take this as an example. I'm a total newbie at doing YouTube videos. Even talking to the cameras is really scary, and I don't know any techniques. I mean, I have bought a microphone and a camera, and I'm recording, but I'm still trying to learn how to talk to the camera, how to edit videos, and all that stuff. And when I sometimes look up how-to guides on YouTube, I tend to look more towards not the really advanced video creators or makers. I think sometimes it's easier for me to relate to someone that is just above my level of competence in that area, because it's easier to relate to. Sometimes I just need that small piece that fits into where I can hook on to. And then I don't really want these advanced video editors so that has all these advanced features and advanced looking videos, because I'm not at that level and I'm not able to relate, or even it feels too far away. So then I'm looking for someone more closer to where I am. And I think it's the same with training. For example, say someone doing their first triathlon or Ironman or whatever it might be. You have probably, well, people that are doing their first or are planning to do their first Ironman, they are probably in their higher 30s or probably 40s or 50s. They might have, or I guess they have been training quite a lot before, but there are probably some parts that they have never been doing. One very common thing is that they have never done open water swimming, which might be scary to a lot of people, because you have probably been swimming inside in the pool, but going outside in the cold, dark water can feel really scary. And on top of that, doing that with a lot of other people that might, well, kick you in the head or in the nose or in the glasses or whatever, might feel really scary. And then doing that for like 1.5, 2 hours even, in a cold open water swim, it feels so far away, and you have to start somewhere. And then I think it's good to just find. Oh, I'm sorry. Then I think it's good to start somewhere. To give advice to how do you get starting swimming outside, for example. Or if you have just showing them like the basic thing about swimming outside, or just following along for sometimes. It might even be scary to know where to swim, how to swim, or give some advice on breathing, or all those small pieces. And back to where I am now. So if you haven't watched any of the previous videos, my name is Michael. I have been doing Ironman for the last 10 years or so. I did my first Ironman 2016. And now I have done 17 full Ironman and 3 half Ironmans so far. I'm planning to do 1 half Ironman again this year and 2 full Ironmans, and one of them will be Kona Ironman on Hawaii. So even though I'm not a pro athlete at all, or coach as I said, I have some good experience, because I have also been this really newbie. In my case, I had been swimming before and I had been running, but 2015 I hadn't done any cycling. I mean cycling on a road bike or in a triathlon bike. So I actually signed up for my first triathlon 2015. That was a sprint triathlon, like a company event. I think it was it was a proper sprint. That's 400 meters of swimming. It was, 20 kilometers of cycling and then 5 kilometers of running. It was all within the city. And prior to that, I had always been saying that I will not start biking, because it's just a game of gear. I'm not sure how to call it. I mean, you just need a lot of gear, and it's expensive, and you have to spend a lot of money you always want to not buy a new bike and so forth and so forth. Well, anyhow, I ended up buying a pretty cheap road bike for my first triathlon, and I kept that for 3 years. And it was like aluminum bike, quite cheap. I think it was around €1,000 for the entire bike. And when I actually signed up for my first Ironman, I actually bought the previous year's triathlon bike, and lost where I was. So back to the bike. But what I found out when I started this triathlon thing was that I actually loved or enjoyed cycling a lot. So I continued, and I found out that it doesn't have to be that expensive to do cycling. In my case, I have actually had the same shoes that I bought for my first triathlon, 2015. It might sound a bit disgusting, but they actually still work. So I've kept them for 11 years now. It's time to buy a pair of new shoes. And I have the same triathlon bike that I bought 2015, late 2015. Same bike new today. And with this bike thing, I follow a forum on Facebook for like newbie triathletes. People who want to try triathlon for the first time. And I saw a question by one guy. He was out on his first bike ride, and he asked the question about how much faster will I go on a TT bike, like a triathlon bike. And the thing was that he had been doing his first bike tour, and he has been driving 1 hour with an average of 18 kilometers per hour. and then it might be good to get some advice that you probably don't need a new bike. You should probably just spend more time on the bike, on the saddle before you buy a new bike, because he actually asked how much faster will I be if I buy a new TT bike. And if you're averaging 18 kilometers per hour on a road bike, you will probably not gain so much if you buy a TT bike. Anyway, side thing. So back to this being like feeling fake, where I started. I think it's called like imposter syndrome or imposter phenomenon. And you can feel it like when you have a presentation or anything, that you feel like, who am I to present the thing? I don't know more about the people I'm presenting for. Why should I stand here? But the thing is that you really just have to know just a little bit, just a tiny bit more than the people about the topic, than the people you're presenting for, or that you're talking to, because then they will gain something from your presentation. When I did my first Ironman, I had a lot of questions because it's so scary. The event is so big. There are a lot of rules and regulations you have to follow. There are these bags, the white, blue, red bag that you have to keep all your gear in. You have to check in your bike. There are a lot of things that you have to follow in order to participate. And when I did it with 5 other guys, and we had one guy that had done two Ironmans before, and he was this he felt like this really senior guy. I think he was like 3 or 4 years older than the rest of us, but he was calm, and he could talk us into what to put in each bag. I mean, there are race briefs, and you get an athlete guide where all the information are on print. But still, it's really confusing for when it's your first Ironman. It can feel really good if you have someone that can help you or talk you into the bits and details about what to do. Small tips and tricks. I mean, I should probably do that because, or I have a previous video. But well, let me get to it. That was stressing me up. This what to put in each bag and what to bring to the event, not in order to miss anything. And so I made a list. I made a list for what to bring for the 3 parts, like what to bring for the running. I mean, before you travel to the event, what to bring for the running, what to bring for the bike, and what to bring for the swim. So before you go travel along, you can check off, so you have every bit in the equipment that you will need for the event. So 1 column for each leg, and then when you're on the place, there is 1 column for what to put in each bag. And some parts are mandatory and some parts are optional. And I have been adjusting that list for over 10 years. So that's a valuable resource that I have shared with multiple people that are doing their first Ironman or even triathlon. Because it gives a feeling of it calms them, because then you can make sure that you will at least get everything that you need for the event. So back to the thing, you sometimes only need someone talking to you that knows just a little bit more than you do about the things that you're doing. So even though I might I might get a feeling about feeling fake about why should I even talk about this. I have no experience or experience I have, but I have no expert skills in this area. I do have a lot of experience, and I'm in the mid pack of the Ironman field. And that's the reason I have this channel, among other things. But to be a guidance, to be assist. I think like being some kind of mentor. I think the thing with mentor, I think, is brilliant. I have in my profession, I have like 1 outspoken mentor, a senior guy who I talk to regularly. Well, difficult word to say. And then I have another, actually a couple of people that are not outspoken mentors, but that I use as mentors. And also 1 for training stuff. But I think that's the brilliant thing, that you use people with experience, talk to them, use them. People are happy to share their experience and share tips and tricks to help people. And in our case, you and I mean, we are people who start doing Ironman tend to be a little bit older, because you have more time, you have probably more money, because it can be a little bit expensive to do the events. So we are probably in our late 30s, 40s or 50s or even 60s when you do your first Ironman. And even people in that age will have questions or things they wonder about. to do their first Ironman because you want to succeed. And some people do it because of they want a big challenge in their life, like a once in a lifetime tick in the box, I've done an Ironman. And some people, like me for example, the first time I did my Ironman, the first Ironman, it was probably also meant to be like a tick in a box. I have done an Ironman. But in my case, I ended up feeling like this is really good. This is how I want this. I felt that it was a good way of training. So I just continue, and I have been continuing for many years now. And I hope to continue. Anyway, that was it. I can see my battery on the camera is running out, so I need to end this. But in many areas, as I said, it's easy to feel this feeling fake or feeling this imposter syndrome. But I'm here to be that guy who knows just a little bit more in some areas when it comes to Ironman training. If you have any questions or things you wonder about, just write a comment, and I'll be happy to share my experiences or knowledge. And there are still, for me, a lot of things to learn. So let's help each other. Okay, time to end this. See you. Bye.